Everybody was made aware that he lost the election, but that doesn't mean that that was the only advice he was given. As anybody understands what happens in the Oval Office, there are a numerous amount of advisors and politicians and lawyers, not just one or two, that are giving you advice and telling you what they believe is true.
That tiny little clip of Alina Habba, technically a lawyer, I think, for Trump.
Why would you say technically a lawyer for Trump? I mean, what gave it away? It says right there, attorney for former President Trump. You dumbass libtard.
I represent President Trump.
That tiny little clip of Alina Habba, technically a lawyer, I think, for Trump.
Better looking woman than you could ever imagine getting, boy.
Is amazing for like 3 different reasons. The first reason is what everyone's focusing on, which is she's admitting that Donald Trump was told by a number of people, high-ranking Republicans that for some reason are respected, that he'd lost the election. So he
was told he lost the election. So what? It was on the news.
CNN projects Joseph R. Biden Jr. is elected the 46th president of the United States.
That doesn't mean he still can't believe that he was robbed. He thought he was robbed the election. There's evidence galore that the election was stolen. Just because somebody said, hey, Trump, you know, you may have lost the election, that doesn't mean he's changed his thinking that he was robbed.
You stupid.
But that's not the only advice he was given. You know, that's what we're saying. He was told he lost, but he was given advice on how to not lose anyway. That's sort of the genesis of this entire criminal conspiracy, or all 3 or 4 of these criminal conspiracies. I'm glad that she understands that. But anyway, and also, of course, you have once again the next step in what seems to be their legal strategy, Brett, of he was just given bad advice. Donald Trump isn't responsible for what he did.
She never said he was given bad advice. All these people do is lie and conflate and just bullshit their way. And it's sickening to me. It's just absolutely sickening.
As anybody understands what happens in the Oval Office, there are a numerous amount of advisors and politicians and lawyers, not just one or two, that are giving you advice and telling you what they believe is true. So he may not agree with Mike Pence. He may not agree with one of his lawyers, but that doesn't mean that there weren't other people advising him exactly the opposite. And the president has a right, as every one of us do, to listen to several opinions and make their decision.
Got him!
I just played it again. Show me where she said he was given bad advice. She never said that. He's a liar. Moving on.
It demonstrates that they are obsessed with, in a way that seems utterly irrelevant to the trial, with whether he really believed it. He didn't. He's admitted to multiple people that are on record saying that he knows that he lost the election.
Who did he admit that to? He's never said that. I follow Trump more than anybody, more than him. He's never said that he secretly thought he lost the election. That's a lie. You are a liar. You are a bald-faced, libtard liar.
They cheated and they rigged our presidential election.
The truth is, the evidence of election fraud is both overwhelming and compelling.
But you cannot do the things he did, whether you believe it or not.
What did he do? You can do exactly what he did. You can do exactly what he did. He took it to court. You're allowed to take things to court. Just because they said he lost the election, that doesn't mean he has to ball up in a corner somewhere and cry like you would do, or like Cenk did when he come in 5th place. 5% of the vote.
Clear in the indictment, which as to this point, Brett, none of them appear to have read. But what do you make of all that?
I think she just misspoke. Like, she had to have misspoke, and
she didn't misspeak. She said exactly what needed to be said.
I just think she's bad at this.
She's an actual member of the bar and was personally selected as an attorney by a billionaire, the former president of the United States. And this guy runs a YouTube channel for a bunch of liars.
Is that weird to say? Like, he was told he lost the election, but that was not the only advice he was given. Being told you lost the election isn't advice, it's information.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, it was on the news. Yeah, he was totally lost. I mean, hell, all he had to do was pick up a newspaper and you know, he probably watched it live like we did.
And so what she said as advice, that was not the only information he was given.
Finally, he's explaining it like a 2-year-old to this libtard on top, John Dumbass.
Probably what she meant to say. But this whole thing just completely sweeps past what's actually happening in that office. And we all know what's happening in that office is there's the people who are like, I'm here so this entire country/world doesn't go off the rails. My only skill is convincing Trump that I'm on his side.
I don't even know what to say to that. These people are stupid.
And slowly, you know, secretly keeping the world on its rails. That's what they think is the deep state, but I think it's just like normal human beings being like, this guy's crazy.
I think you're crazy, and your buddy there's a liar.
But then there's other people in that room that are like, you know that fantasy world you want, Donald? You can have it because
fantasy world is these are the same people who a few years ago saying that Donald Trump's going to leave he's going to leave the office very soon. He's going to resign in disgrace because he got caught conspiring with Russia. That's a disgrace. The lies that you people peddle every day.
I'm just a person in this room giving you advice/information. And I will conveniently say, you know, a lot of people are saying you won and it's all rigged, like you've been saying. Actually, I'm just giving you back to you. And you're so narcissistic that you love every bit of this. Yeah, that's what's happening. And
does he still have his Christmas lights up? Are those Christmas lights?
Horrible about their argument is that after 4 years of presidenting, my guy is so still stupid about presidenting.
Oh God, I bet he voted for Biden and he really wants to call a president stupid. The guy who just said the other day that he cured cancer. Please.
He's a big medical expert now. And he's even found a cure for cancer.
I said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We end the cancer as we know it.
Well, if only it were true.
He's been in charge of America, but he doesn't know how it was designed to work. This thing that he wants to make great again, you can't make it greater againer than the way.
Greater againer?
You can't make it greater againer. Founders set up this process. Like that is how it was from the beginning. And their argument is Donald Trump, he's, you know, if I had a job for 4 years and I still didn't know how it worked, I should be fired. You can't make it greater againer.
You probably should be fired. My fries were cold.
I think that you've done a pretty good job of avoiding people at TYT figuring that out up until this point.
John,
which is your skill.
So happy that just, anyway, I didn't even understand that because I'm so good at everything.
I know, you're great.
Yeah, you're really good at everything.
But no, you're totally right, including about their skill set and why they're selected. Alina Habba, you know, I think like this, you could fact check this. I think that she did real estate law or something but she's just, it's about loyalty. It's who is willing to come out and say things that they definitely don't believe as a.
Like you do every single day. You have to push this liberal Democrat narrative. Has he ever criticized Biden one time? Ever?
Loyalty to the boss. That's it.
Also, he casted her. Let's be honest. He casted her as his lawyer. Yeah.
As he always.
I don't even know what that means. These are the same people a few years ago who were talking trash about Kayleigh McEnany, who did the presidential daily briefings every day. They would trash her, but they have never said anything about that lying mophead that they have on their Biden spokesman or Peppermint Patty, the lying Jen Psaki that they had. They've never criticized her, but they're going to criticize pretty Kayleigh and pretty Elena.
Check out the Damage Report podcast.
All right, I'm glad that shit's over. What y'all guys think? What you guys think? Should I do more videos like this, or do you like the video editing back and forth? Should I do more live narration or the old style way? Let me know what you think in the comments. JP.
I used my only phone call to contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust in a baggie.
Greater againer